fans after. Hold up. My guy.
How you doing? I can hear you now. I'm sorry about that.
You good, bro? How's it going?
Good. Yeah, just had some breakfast and hanging out with the kids.
Sweet. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself to the Who Dat Nation real quick?
Okay. So I'm wide receiver number 81, Krishawn Hogan. Got to the team early this past season. Worked my way up from the practice squad, and had a really fun season.
Yes, sir. So for those of you who don't know, my man Krishawn here graduated from Marion University. Put up some insane numbers. I'm about to list them off real quick, brother. Insane. 263 grabs, 4,395 yards, 67 total touchdowns, Mid-East League, first team 3 times, 3 years in a row. That's insane, bro. So, how does it feel to be the first player from Marion University to earn an invite to the NFL Combine?
Oh man, it was really special. I had signed with my agent. I had played in the All-Star game, and that was kind of the last thing on the journey to the NFL that I hadn't achieved yet. But I knew there was one more list of invites that had to be sent out. So me and my agent, we were just kind of really hoping that I would be in that last invite list. And when I got that call, actually I called the Combine committee. I called them, and I was like, hey, I'm just calling to see if you guys have checked on my status. And they were like, we'll give you right. And they're like, we'll give you a call back when we have a final answer. And they called me back an hour later while I was working out and told me I was in. So it was awesome. I mean, I grew up in Indy, my whole life. So being able to go and showcase what I can do right here in my hometown was really special.
That's sick, man. So, you go through the combine process, all of that good stuff, but you still go undrafted, Obviously, is that a disappointment, or is that just a chip on your shoulder, coming from a smaller school?
Right.
You just use that as motivation?
A little bit of both. When it happened, I was really waiting to see my name called. Even in the late rounds, it would have been special to see that. But once the draft is over, it doesn't really matter. So yeah, I took it as motivation and was just ready to go to work. Yeah.
So after you went undrafted, you were signed by the Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah.
And then you were waived and then picked up 2 days later by the Colts, your hometown team. So how did it feel to get signed to play for your hometown team? After you already mentioned, you grew up in Indy,
right.
You went to the Combine in Indy. That must have been special, bro.
It was really special. I didn't think that I had put out a great preseason in Arizona, so I was kind of down on myself, after the preseason, and I had flown back to Florida with family and was just kind of upset with how things had went in Arizona. And then when the Colts called and they were signing these to the practice squad, I didn't care if it was practice squad. I was just ready to be playing some football and to be doing it in my hometown where I was familiar with everything. That was just a cherry on top of everything. So I feel like that's when I really got back to having fun. I wasn't pressing so hard to make big plays. I was just out there at practice having fun, and that's when I really got back to being myself again on the field.
Yeah, for sure. So, you go through, you get on the active roster and whatnot, and then you have a little setback with a torn ACL in week 5. So how do you bounce back from an injury like that? Oh, week 7?
No, I said big setback.
Oh, yeah.
But it was just, so the team really helped a lot with that as far as trying to make me feel confident and comfortable to attack rehab. They came back to the locker room after the game and they let me know they were going to stick by me and give me another chance when I got healthy. So that alone right there just put my mind at ease, and it wasn't easy going through surgery, but knowing that I was going to have an opportunity to play ball again after something like that, because I had never been through really any injuries that made me miss time. So now I'm being told that I'm about to miss the whole season, the whole off season. It was tough, but the trainers with the Colts, they helped me a lot. And I just attacked it every day. Family was really supportive. Like I said, being in Indy, that probably helped a lot. Had a lot of people around me helping me out. I was just so excited for the future. And I like you said, I got hurt week 5. I was only active for 2 games before getting hurt. So it was like I just got a taste of reaching that level I wanted and contributing on the field. So I feel like, only having that little amount of game time really made me hungry to come back from that injury and just to prove to people like, I wasn't active these 2 games just because, they were trying to help out a hometown kid. Like, I belong out there on the field.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. So, you've gotten to play with some dope quarterbacks, bro. Like, how's it feel to play with, like, guys like Andrew Luck, Andrew Brees? Like, that's got to be crazy, dog.
Yeah, it's definitely crazy. Andrew, both of them, they just have control of the shit. That's what, every team I've ever been on, that's what the offensive coordinators, they say about the quarterback. Like, that's the captain of the ship. If they're wrong, then we all got to be wrong together with them. And, with guys like Andrew and Drew, they're not wrong very often. So it's really easy to follow a guy like that. I mean, and Andrew's great, but Drew's been doing it for so long at such a high level. Like, there's nothing he hasn't seen, 100 times out there on the field. So it's really easy to relax when you're out there. I mean, obviously you're trying to do good for him, but it's easier to relax because he's not going to put you in a bad situation, and he knows what's going on out there. So it's awesome.
You ever like pinch yourself and like, damn, bro, like I really made it? Like, that'd be nuts.
Yeah, I mean, like, just knowing that he was at Purdue, which is, obviously Indiana.
You probably grew up watching him, right?
Yeah. It's just crazy. Knowing how close, everything ties together, and then now I'm out here playing for him. And actually, before it really was surreal when I got here. He was hurt. So when I signed with New Orleans, he was hurt. I hadn't seen him for the first few weeks. He had just gotten surgery. He was rehabbing. I didn't see him. And then when he was working to come back, I was running some routes with him, and it was just like just out there on the practice field. But that was almost more surreal than being out there with him. It was like I don't know. It was just different out there, running routes with him to help him get back out there on the field. It was pretty cool.
Sweet. So how, like, we kind of mentioned it a little bit, but how did it feel to like be on the Saints during that playoff run? Drew comes back healthy. After that insane 5-0 run with Teddy and all that good stuff. Like, what's like the morale in the locker room like? And I know we see all the IG lives after and everything, like everyone's just turning up.
Right.
But like, what's it really like in practice? Where like, is it like just as competitive in practice as it is for games? Like, how is it? Give us a little insight.
I would say, like, as far as practice goes, it's just we have fun out there, but like when it's practice time, it's really serious. Like there's a lot of vets in our locker room. So, on a daily basis, those vets and the leaders in our locker room are like letting everybody know like what's at stake. And so, like I said, we have a lot of fun in the locker room before we go out to practice and after practice. Like it's a really close knit group. But as far as out there at practice, like there's just not a lot of time while you're out there at practice to kind of clown around. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not so serious, like the whole time. You have time to laugh and stuff, but for the most part, like it's business when you're out there. But just because we knew we were top dogs in this league, and everybody was going to come and give us their best shot. So that's how we kind of had to attack it. But yeah, as far as the playoff running as a whole, it was fun, man. Like you said, you had Teddy out there, winning games and not just winning games, but playing great. And then just knowing that, okay, Drew's going to come back and he's going to do his thing. It just kind of felt invincible. And I got to watch it from the sideline at first, being on the practice squad, to then transitioning to playing. It was just my first game in the Dome was against the Cowboys, that primetime game. I mean, I had never experienced a game day like that. Like, I'm sitting on the sideline like, this is crazy. Like, the fans couldn't hear anything on third down, and that was awesome.
Yeah, that Dome Patrol, man.
Yeah.
It's gotta be crazy though, especially for like you, like as a receiver, like you're playing with like 3 starting caliber quarterbacks in this league, like with like Drew, Teddy, and Taysom, like, and then just being on like the field, like they're like super open about like how they see Taysom as the future and this and that, and it's gotta be nuts, man, just playing on a team like that. But I did a little research on you, my man, stalked your IG a little bit. So you play any other sports besides football? I saw that missed dunk attempt on your Instagram. But
I played a little basketball growing up. Well, actually, a lot of basketball growing up. I mean, in the off season, that was my off season training. Just if it was hot outside, I was at outside park. if it was nice, I was at some YMCA playing basketball, so played a lot of basketball. Never really made it anywhere as far as organized team basketball. I was more of a, one-on-one type of guy. But yeah, I like to think I got some bunnies. I need to take that missed dunk down.
You gotta put up with one if you making it, bro.
But I got one. You didn't go far enough down. I got a couple good ones.
All right. Yeah, I stopped scrolling. So let's take it back to your college days real quick. So you signed to play with Walsh University originally coming out of college or high school, but then you left to join Marion. So what led to that decision?
So when I was at Walsh, we weren't having a great season. I was a freshman playing, which was my goal, but was still learning how to be a starter on the team, and I was young and thought, just being out there on the field was enough. You know what I'm saying? Still had a lot of growing up to do, so season didn't go how anybody wanted it to, and there was a lot of, tension, and so I ended up just kind of walking away from that team and coming straight home and enrolling into a community college just to keep my credits going. And then, at that point, I kind of was like, I was ready for a fresh start. So I kind of would start emailing and trying to put myself out there, all these different schools, and came down to a couple of schools. But, yeah, Marion was the school that just really felt like home for me. So that's where I decided to go.
Yeah, man, and you took advantage of that. So, how do you prepare, like, during the off season as, like, a receiver? Like, any specific drills and whatnot? Like, I've talked to a couple other guys, like, in the past, like, I've talked to DNs and offensive linemen and stuff like that. But how, like, as a receiver, I'm sure there's some receivers tuning in or will tune in later. Just give them a little, like, some tips and stuff of, like, what you do to, like, stay in shape for the season.
So right when the season ends, you got to give your body a little bit of a rest, but you don't want to just sit around. So, you got to get into a good gym, and you got to start working out in a way that's beneficial for your body and not just continuing to break down your body. So for me, I'm working out here in Indy at St. Vincent Sports Performance, and we do like a ton of core, like not just like crunches. Like we do every exercise we do is somehow making you activate your core at all times, because that's what you want to be doing while you're out there playing. You want to have a good base, good core, so you're always ready for anything. But yeah, like I haven't even gotten to receiver. I do like some ball drills and stuff, but like as far as like full routes, like I'm not even at that stage. So right now in the off season, but I'm excited to get to that point. And when I get there, like the last couple of years, I've gone to Florida and I've worked out with some. There's a receiver trainer on every corner in Florida. But I found a really good one, route guide on Instagram. That's who I worked with the last couple times, and he helped me out a lot. I'm trying to think of another one I worked out with. Receiver Factory. That's another big Instagram guy you can find. I worked out with him a couple of times, but it's just all about how really people think it's about how fast you can run. It's really about how fast you can stop. Because most DBs are fast enough to run with receivers, but it's like when you stop, it has to be efficient to create that separation.
Break glass, man.
Yeah.
So, last question for you. Who has helped you the most, like, transition from, like, college to the NFL? Like, maybe some of your favorite teammates, this and that. Like, I know that's not easy to answer, but, who's helped you, like, transition really well? Maybe a good coach, something like that.
Yeah. Coach Sanjay Lau. He's with the Cowboys receiver coach. I would say as far as my rookie year, when, like I said, I was still trying to find my place in this league, he helped me a lot, and he kind of was the first coach to really give me confidence in this league and kind of tell me like, listen, like if you work on your game, if you do these things, like you can be in this league for a long time, and that kind of gave me the confidence to know that I still had room to grow, which I knew it already, but sometimes it's hard to see when you have a bad day. So I would say Sanjay. I've had a lot of great teammates. Marcus Johnson, Colts receiver. We were roommates this year during camp, which that was huge for me. Me and him really connected, and he helped me a lot during camp. Camp is a hard time because you're thinking about making a team, and you're having 12-hour days of film and practice. And he helped me a lot. Really just kept my mind focused, and we just always talked about controlling what we could control. And yeah, now on the Saints, all the receivers are really close. Austin Carr, Kirkwood, those guys, they've helped me a lot throughout this season. Caden, I don't know his last name, our linebacker who had the ACL surgery.
Nellis?
Yeah, I love that guy. He's a great guy. And just all the vets, really. Like I said, like when I came in and I was on practice squad, like nobody treated me like a practice squad player. Like it was like everybody knew I was going to get bumped up eventually. Like, and so that was kind of nice. Like they all had confidence in me. That helped me just fit right in and just get ready to go.
That's awesome, man. Well, if you want to plug anything real quick, maybe other social medias, if you're on YouTube, anything like that, just go ahead and plug it.
Yeah. My Twitter is at Hogan KRI 000. This is my IG Krishawn _81. That's really all I got. I don't got too much going on.
All right. Thanks, bro. I appreciate you hopping on.
Thank you, man. Pleasure.
All right. Y'all go follow my man Krishawn. It's lit. It's gonna be a great off season.
Yes,
you guys take